Hey, what's up, everybody, man? So, hey, I promise y'all, don't think I'm weird, man. I hate to be that guy. Yeah, I promise you, this ain't no conspiracy theory shit. But I personally have seen enough to really say that this sports shit is low key fake. It ain't WWE fake, you know that shit, because WWE, that shit's fake. But this shit, it's a little fake, and it's definitely a little rigged, you feel me? And here's all my reasons, hear me out. Let's look at Wild Card Weekend. Anybody that watches football, especially playoff time, you know that Wild Card Weekend is usually the most predictable shit ever. You may not know who gonna win the Super Bowl and shit, but you knew who was gonna win them wild card matchups. Now all of a sudden you got 3 upsets, man. The wild card, 3 huge upsets at that. I mean, come on, man. You mean tell me Dallas is losing to Green Bay at home when they've been dominating at home? When their defense is one of the best defenses in the league as well? When CeeDee Lamb is on fire? When Dak Prescott is playing lights out right now? You mean to tell me that they are losing to Green Bay at home and getting spanked like that? I understand they came back to, cut the lead down late in the game, but realistically, they got the belt put to their ass, man. Come on, man. Let's talk about them Eagles. The Eagles, yeah, they've been having a bad second half of the season, but they're still better than fucking Tampa. They get done like that by Tampa, it's crazy. And we can say the same thing about the Browns and Texans. The Browns should have beat the Texans. You can do the same thing about the NBA. We could talk about this all day. But let's get down to the nitty gritty. The nitty gritty is these refs. That's the nitty gritty of these refs. The refs, let's get it straight. The refs, they've been missing calls forever. Plain and simple, they've always been missing calls. And it's always been human error. Let's talk about that play a few playoffs ago where the Saints the Saints or whoever they played didn't get that pass interference call. They couldn't review it or nothing like that because of the past 2 minutes, but we already know officials, they always missing calls. They cheating with that too. Because it's clear as day, some of the shit they should be catching, they're professionals, bro. And they seeing it in real time. And it's not like it'd be some hidden shit. It'd be right there in the open. You see the penalty and they just don't call it. But that's one thing. It's different when you pulling up the replay and you showing us shit in 4K and you still deciding not to reverse or overturn the shit. Prime example, LeBron James. We know about that 3-pointer, man, that cost them the game. They said his foot was on the line. They pull up the replay. You see it in 4K. You see hella different angles. You see it multiple times. And you see snapshots and pauses. It was evident that his foot was behind the line. It did not touch the line, so therefore it was a 3. Instead, they called a 2 anyway, and it cost the Lakers the game. Next, let's talk about this one. This one even worse. So it's a tie game. Jaylen Brown, he gets the last shot against the Pacers, and he goes in for the shot, and it becomes a question if he was fouled or not. They pull up the replay, and it's evident Buddy Hield slapped dude in the back of his head with his forearm. It's evident. Despite the snapshots and the replays, they want to come back and tell us that it wasn't a foul. End result, the Pacers get the ball back. They go down, they shoot a shot. They get their foul call, though. And they hit the free throws, and that's game. You get what I'm saying here? Now they playing in our face. It's one thing not to call it, but when you showing it on the fucking replay and you still decide not to overturn it, you're playing in our face. You're playing in our face, and now you think we stupid. Don't get it twisted, man. These are intelligent men calling these games. If they can see it, if we can see it, we know they can see it, man. Let's talk about ejections. Players are getting thrown out of these games for nothing. Just for expressing themselves. Sometimes they don't even be talking to the ref. They still get thrown out the game. It be for petty shit, man. You expect to do the dunk on a dude and not get to talking and shit? Not to get to talking? The ejection is crazy. Let's talk about a few other calls though, man. Recently in football, it's been trendy where they've been costing teams games with these players not checking in with the ref and they call them offsides and shit like that. That's been devastating recently. This is a lot of stuff that's been happening recently. Let's talk about teams resting their starters. Teams always been resting their starters though, over the past years. But it's getting worse, and it's really getting worse, and it's giving the other team a clear advantage to win. It's like, hey, we ain't playing for real tonight. Fuck it, I don't care how this happened. That's basically what you're saying when we rest your starters, And I want to bring up this one game specifically when it comes to resting these starters. So the Nets, they played against somebody. They played Mikal Bridges and Cam Thomas, and everybody else just didn't play. After the first quarter, they benched Mikal Bridges the rest of the game and Cam Johnson, and they went out there and played the game, and I believe they lost. But that's for the sports betting. But they also still threw the game. Sports betting, I think, is taking a huge effect on sports, and why a lot of shit is becoming the way it is. A lot of ejections, a lot of missed calls, a lot of calls that are evident on screen not being reversed. I think sports betting is killing sports. You ever pay attention to the books, man? I know y'all to be putting parlays in and stuff, man. Pay attention how it's rare that all the favorites win. The obvious favorites at that. Wild card weekend, it's only 2-3 games a day. It was never a day where all the favorites won. All this shit is tied into the sports gambling and more. Trust me. Like I said, I've seen enough to say that this shit is low-key fake. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I'ma still watch it though, cause it ain't WWE fake, just a little fake, But let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I got more content coming soon.